And welcome back to some more Collect All Pets and Roblox. Today we're going over a couple things, mainly just these new settings in here. We got this new setting it's under luck. You can disable egg luck and disable fuse luck. Now, most players are wondering why you'd want to do that. Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious for one. I guess the first one, which is disable egg luck, which will make every egg not upgrade. That helps you obviously with the commons, because before it was kind of difficult to, and we'll go over this whole metallic score, and how metallics work kind of too, but it used to be where it was harder to get the commons because sometimes it would upgrade and give you a lot of the uncommons, and you get less of the commons. So that's really important for the new update for the mine because, well, I guess I'll show you real quick. If you do go in here, they have these new giant eggs. Many of you have seen them, but basically you have to mine this one, and if you look at this, it shows you the costs. And this is what's so important, is that 100% mark with a little axe mark. That means when I go ahead and start mining this, I am guaranteed to always be able to hit this egg with my axe. And hey, look, I just got it again. But if I come over here, if you see, there's a 0% on this one, which also is also more expensive. So I can't even mine this egg yet until I get a giant. So once I get a common giant, it'll higher my percentage here, which will allow me to get a uncommon giant. But to make your life easier, you want to get a bunch of the common giants. So you want a bunch of common metallics, because if you look here at my emo bird right here, it's titanium. I've gotten 5 of that type of pet on a metallic chance. So that means I can actually have a chance of possibly getting a giant that's that emo bird, but it's my only possible chance, which means I have a low chance. But if I had a bunch of my guys with the little titanium mark, then they would all have a chance of becoming a giant. Because when I mine this egg, I have a very small chance of getting what's called a pentastrike. And then even here, it gives you even lower chance of actually being able to hatch a giant. And then it also has to land on one of your titaniums. So the chances are very, very low for me right now. I am trying to get more of these little titanium marks here, which will higher my chances probably the best starting off, and then I could probably start plunging money into all these upgrades too. But as for right now, that's why this disable luck is so good, so that I can guarantee I get those commons first, and I'm not getting uncommons where I can't even mine them yet. So for giants anyways. So that's why it's so important for like this stage of the game. Another one really would be, and I was kind of doing it earlier, and I had the egg lock off, and I was hatching these ascendeds. It was guaranteeing me ascendeds. Why am I wanting that? Well, because if I get shinies ascendeds, it's gonna make my strongest guy stronger. So that's why I would want, them to be all ascendeds and not mythicals, because I think right now my mythical titaniums only do around 29,000 to 30,000 damage only, to where my ascendeds are all the way up at 41,000 damage and 40,000 damage basically. So that's another advantage, and as well, another advantage that you can use in the same kind of situation, if you put both of these on, and I'm hatching Prodigus eggs, then it's always going to guarantee that 3 Prodigus gets turned into Ascended, so it gives me another chance at an Ascended. instead of losing the chance when you combine 3 Prejudice and get a Fuse Luck on it, then it goes straight to Mythical. So it would just skip right over my my Ascendeds, and I wouldn't get a possible shiny on there. So it's pretty complex, but it does help you with your damage. It sounds weird, at least for right now. Now, technically, by like further into the game, technically mythicals will get stronger if you actually keep the egg lock. If you disable all this stuff, it'll start giving me mythicals that you see at the bottom, and then it'll higher my mythical shiny score, and it'll make my mythicals stronger. But right now they're just so far behind because I've hatched so many Prodigists, and my Prodigists are so much stronger still than my mythicals will be for a while. So the only advantage though with that is the mythicals do gain damage like faster at a faster rate than the Prodigists do when you get a shiny on them. So yeah, it's really complex, but right now I'm just in a kind of weird stage of the game because of the new update and all that. But yeah, pretty complex stuff. But that's the only reason why you'd want those. I mean, if you want as well to disable Fuse Luck when you're doing these, the grinding for your metallics on the commons, that also helps with keeping the metallics chances at the lower stages, because I've actually had quite a few metallics go through, and they were rares. Like I have that rare, I have quite a few rares already, and I wasn't even hatching rare eggs. So it's also, has to do with the fusing too. So you have to keep that in mind. So I have literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rares that could have been, up here on one of these guys, turning them at a higher level. Or, I mean, not even, I guess, keep them down here, really. So that it's easier for my next stage. But, I don't know. I think it might actually be smart, because when you are grinding the lower tier eggs, it's not like you're not trying to farm the rebirth stones at the time. So, I don't think it's too terribly detrimental to turn it off, because obviously you're wasting money when you're turning off the egg luck and egg fuse luck. So there is a disadvantage to it, but there's also an advantage to it when you're grinding for those metallics. So that's the only really reason you want to use them. Use those disable options is when you're kind of low level grinding. I guess. Well, like I said, there's also that damage advantage, but technically you can grow damage faster if you do keep the fuse luck on and all that, because then it'll boost your mythicals, and eventually your mythicals will be the strongest. But as for right now, I was kind of, and I just posted a video on this. I was kind of trying to go for the amount of damage you need to one-shot these green crystals, the green exotics, which this guy can do it finally, because he's up at 41,000. He's like guaranteed to one-shot the greens, so that's nice. And that just helps, cycle through faster. He doesn't have to do a second hit, which means he's going to break more crystals per second and all that good stuff. So, yeah. So, hope you guys understood that for the most part. Yeah, peace out.